We're now on the cusp of the cold winter months here in Calgary when both the weather and the real estate market typically start to cool off. Calgary has been running hot for basically the whole year, so the question is, will we see things start to slow down this month? Well, I'll take you through all of it and also give you a bit of a heads up about what you can expect the winter months to look like. Are you ready? All right, let's go. We are starting to see some new trends developing in the Calgary real estate market. Now, if you were to run with the Calgary Real Estate Board's press release, you'd figure it's basically the same story again. The year-over-year numbers have followed almost the exact same trend as September, with continued low inventory, rising prices, and increased sales relative to October of last year. The price for an average piece of real estate in Calgary is now $571,600, up 9% from 2022. Sales are up compared to last year by 17%, and our months of supply still has a 1 in front at 1.47, which means we are still in a strong seller's market. But some will say that it feels like the market is slowing down a bit here in Calgary. There are anecdotal whispers of properties taking longer to sell, showings dropping off, and even, wait for it, price reductions occurring in some segments. We are even seeing some real-life examples of this on our own listings. Now, we are still in a really great market here, but there are some signs of stabilization happening, and to see the trends you need to not look at the comparisons to 1 year ago, but to look at the differences we've seen month over month in 2023. The detached segment is a perfect illustration. Check out how flat the benchmark price has been over the last 3 months. Just hasn't moved much after a pretty steady climb for much of the year. The average price of a detached property in Calgary is $697,600, up 12% from October last year, but essentially identical to what it's been over the last 3 months. The semi-detached segment does show growth relative to last year, and prices here have been climbing all year, with the current price sitting at $629,000 for October, up a bit from September. A closer look does show that we are seeing a spread open up between sales and listings in this segment, which should temper price growth. This will be something to watch over the next few months. Checking in on the row townhouse segment, this portion of the market has been super consistent all year, as you can see with this trend. So what everyone wants to see in a real estate statistic: modest, consistent growth. This is because row townhouses give such great value and consumers are recognizing it. Way cheaper condo fees than apartment condos, and often similar living dynamics like the number of bedrooms and bathroom counts to small starter homes. The average row townhouse will set you back $425,000 right now. There is great value here, and it's a good bet for anyone priced out of the detached market or moving to Calgary with a family and wanting something more affordable. Apartment condos, however, are not blinking. This segment and its emergence are the story of 2023 in my books, with the condo market doubling its share of overall sales compared to 2021, and price growth very similar to the row townhouse segment at 16% year over year. As each month passes, Calgary is becoming more and more of a condo town. So what are the big takeaways from the sales stats? Well, we are seeing the more expensive detached segment level out a bit, and the next most expensive segment, the semi-detached, has modest growth as well. But the more affordable asset classes, apartments and row townhouses, are still growing strong, indicating that there is no doubting the robust fundamental demand in Calgary, but affordability does matter to the consumer. So is this going to change over the winter? We read a lot about it in the news: immigration, interest rates, and lack of sufficient supply. So has anything changed here? Well, I'm happy to say that despite the ripples we're seeing in the stats this month, the overall outlook remains very positive for Calgary. The Canadian Immigration Minister announced this week that there will be no changes to the planned immigration numbers for 2024 and 2025, with 500,000 new immigrants slated to arrive in each of the next 2 years before leveling off in 2026, where it is forecasted to stay at about 500,000 people per year. That's a lot of new people, and with interest rates as high as they are, I'm sure that Canada will struggle to build enough houses over the next 2 years to meet this additional demand, particularly when developers are actually delaying construction in Toronto due to struggling sales amid unprecedented levels of unaffordability, and buyers are walking away from deals, and in some cases leaving deposits in the hundreds of thousands on the table because they can't qualify for financing with such high interest rates. No one is winning in the GTA with both high immigration and high interest rates putting so much pressure on their market to the point where supply is actually coming off the table. It's not a good look for them. But that's Toronto, and Calgary is in a much better place. We're actually the most affordable major market in the country, and so I expect many of these newcomers to bypass the GTA and continue to work their way west to Alberta, where real estate is still relatively cheap in comparison to Toronto prices. So yes, the weather is cooling and the market is showing a few subtle signs of doing the same, but the story is the same. The Calgary real estate market is very healthy with excellent prospects for the future. Things might start to loosen up a little bit, but buyers and sellers can trade with confidence. So if you are in the market to trade a piece of real estate this year, maybe consider hiring an agent from an award-winning firm like Redline Real Estate to help you on your next deal. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next month.